Everybody. I've got a Jane Austen journal here with me today, a fabric journal, and I probably won't be making any Jane Austens for a little bit. So this is one that I had on my table. I've been making different types of things to stuff with and booklets and all kinds of stuff this past week, so I only got 2 journals done. I know, shame on me, right? But let's measure this one. This is a 9 by 6, so it's a nice sized journal. It's got a muslin closure that it's been stitched, and hopefully this will start to fray. I kind of roughed up the edges, but hopefully it'll fray to the stitching. That should be really cool looking. I used a gray fabric, and it says faith and love and hope and things that I thought, affirmations I thought kind of went with Jane Austen. And Cooper's in my coffee today. I've got a little part of a doily here, and a safety pin with a bunch of different charms and fabrics. And then it's got a little white doily here with a pink rose. And this says, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife." A real pretty image here. And here is the spine. It's part of the ribbon. And here's the back. See, isn't that beautiful? And then I stitched around it really heavily. I'm really liking that look. I think it really adds a nice touch to the journals. And let's go inside. Got a nice long tie. On the inside, it's got a little doily here with a button, and I just safety pinned it to the back, and it's loose in some places. I tacked down, I think, from here up. Made the pocket to match the cover, so it coordinates really nice. I like gray and the coffee stain together. I just think it's a pretty combination. In the inside of this pocket, I've got part of some seam binding because the safety pin went through. So I put some seam binding on it and then put a little rose. And this is muslin fabric back here. Look at this, a gigantic card. I thought that would be really cool because these are so big that I just like that idea. So I put one of those in there. And then we have a little mini booklet, and it's made out of sewing pattern paper that's been stitched. And then it's got coffee dyed papers inside, just for journaling, making notes, or if you want to take it out and use it to keep your passwords in, whatever. That's there. And I did fabric collages in this book. I've got part of a rose and some lace and some unidentified fabric and a ruffle. And over here is a nice stamped Jane Austen image with the seam binding running down, a little piece of lace. I used this, I had some leftover of this fabric that I had cut up when I made Fiona's journal, so I used it in this one too. We've got some grass cloth and some different fabrics. And over here is a real pretty pocket. This is, I think it's a placemat. You don't want this string. There we go. Lace here. Can you imagine that? I didn't stuff the pocket. Okay. We'll take care of that. We'll put a surprise in it. And here's a little ruffle made out of linen, stitched in pink. I think I used pink stitching throughout with a piece of ephemera here. This says Lucas. I think I've read these the last couple of times, so I won't bore you with that again. And this is just for a pretty page. It's on a piece of poetry book page with the pink fabric, but I use the pink fabric here and here and here, and I really like the way that looked. Another real pretty page. Y'all, I didn't put anything in these pockets. Wendy, do you not check these things? Well, I shall put some very pretty things in here. I promise it'll be a surprise. The Pride and Prejudice. Another little collage with a doily and the flower. Some ribbon here. I left a lot of the thread, so if it drives you nuts, just cut it off. Here we've got a ruffle coming over with the threads. And the leaf stitching going down the side. Oh, that's on there. Okay, we'll leave that thread there. Pretty, pretty, pretty images here. I just stitched around it for the decoration. I didn't want to go overkill. I wanted to keep it nice, you know, for writing too. So I didn't go crazy. That says Bingley. Some more lace and a little flower. Real pretty piece of fabric. And then that comes over from the other side. Isn't she gorgeous? She's just beautiful. Some lace here. My buddy Mr. Collins. Stitching down the side. This is very, very faint lined paper. I have these pages in my Etsy shop. Here's a little, one of the new things we're making. It's a lace card with a image of a chair. Put a heart there. But we've been making these cards. Stitch with lots of stitching. This is Jane Austen. Mr. Darcy. Oh, man of the hour. And here's a real pretty vintage lady with some seam binding and the rose and a little stamped image. I like the collages in these books. I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of those. I like the fabric and the paper together. Another little linen ruffle with a shoe and a pretty lady. And sometimes when you coffee stain a lot of your, like this isn't coffee stain because y'all know I like the contrast, but when you coffee stain it, you can lose a lot of the vibrant colors. So I just come over it with some colored pencil and brighten it up because that's what I like to do. I like to color to chill at night. So chill out. And that's pretty. Look at her gorgeous dress. Little teapot, different fabrics, some lace. It says De Burgh. Little locket image here. Seam binding. Look at that, a carriage. And this can be a pocket. Imagine, I'm telling you, I didn't stuff squat today, did I? Well, I guess it wouldn't be a Friday if I didn't have some unstuffed pockets, would it? Isn't that gorgeous? Can you imagine dressing like that today? That would be awesome. Another collage here with a lot of fabrics, a little watch, pretty lady in seam binding. Another gorgeous unstuffed pocket with a stamped image of a rose. This is a piece of linen. I think this is the napkins that go with that set that I got. Another collage here. And in the back of this one, I put a giant card. That is just totally awesome to me. Might have to do several more of these. This is just really neat. Neato bonito. Word for this Friday. My dad always used to have a word of the day. And here's some, a button. Here again, this one was safety pinned on. Part of a doily and the matching cover with the muslin in the background. And I padded this cover, so it does have a nice cushiony feel to it with all the affirmations. And there's the front with all the fluffiness. We like fluffy. We love fluffy. Okay, I'll quit being goofy. I got one more video to do. I want to thank y'all so much for being here this Friday. And I will see you very shortly in the next video. Bye-bye.